Hey, Eric,
I'm
are you
here,
there?
bro. Yep, I'm here.
All right, we are live on YouTube. Yes, we are. The first ever live stream of Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews. Yes, welcome, welcome. This is my first ever live stream. And let me first thank a couple people because I've been wanting to do this live stream for a while. So I want to thank my beautiful wife, Sandra. This is her laptop. And she has been my biggest supporter throughout my years as being a YouTube content provider. You know, she's a collector in her own right, and I'll always say the one thing that's better than being a kaiju fan or kaiju figure collector is being married to one. And I'm married to the most beautiful one in the world. So I want to thank her so much, and I love her so much. And I also want to thank Eric Arrington, my guest right now, because he's been the one that's more or less has been urging me to try to do the live streaming thing. You know what I mean? And at first I was kind of like timid about doing it because I don't know much about this stuff. I'm sure if you're watching this right now, I will probably make mistakes here and there, you know, but I want to branch out and do more things on the channel to get more people interested into the channel. And I think live streaming is the way to go. So thank you, Eric, for urging me to do this. I really do appreciate it. But everybody pretty much knows who I am. So could you just introduce yourself to the audience so people know who you are?
I used to be on YouTube. I used to be on the X Plus Collectors group. Then, I kind of like decided to get off, because I'm not really into like social media and stuff. But, I enjoyed my time, but my collecting never stopped.
Right.
It's always been a passion of mine, and that's pretty much it. I've just been a Godzilla lover since the first time I saw Godzilla. So that's pretty much it. I mean, nothing more really to add.
Well, let's get into the gist of it. Like, what was your first ever Godzilla film? And what is your favorite?
Oh man, well,
I mean, of course. I mean, just to get a little backstory about me before you go into yours. I'm going to cut you off right here. Of course, everybody knows my first Godzilla film was Godzilla vs. Megalon, and my favorite is Mothra versus Godzilla. As a matter of fact, hold on, Eric. I'm about to broadcast live on the S Plus Collectors Facebook group. So
okay.
Let me just get me set up right here a little bit.
Okay, I thought you was live streaming already on the group.
No. I want to make sure that we were good here on YouTube first, and then go.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You know what I mean? So let me just go to the group right fast, and okay, I'm just gonna get. Hold on. There we go. Hopefully, we won't have any issues with this. So I'm gonna give a little introduction on the group. That way people know stuff like that. And then we'll go from there, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here we go. What's going on, people? Elper 2000. You know what time it is. This is not really a normal live stream that I normally do here on the group. Normally I have a live stream like every 2 or 3 months, talk about whatever it is I want to talk about. But more or less, this is just something to let everybody know that I'm doing a live stream on my YouTube channel of Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews. And I have a special guest, a good friend of mine, a brother from another mother, Eric Arrington. And we're discussing just a few things to try to get this live streaming thing off the ground. Because this is my first time doing ever live stream on my YouTube page. So I'm here to talk with Eric, and hopefully it'll get more y'all involved and to get more eyes, geared towards the live streaming on my YouTube channel. You know what I mean? We just basically just shooting the, you know what? I don't want to cuss. I don't really cuss in my videos, so I'm trying to keep it really PG here. So you probably won't be able to hear Eric. You might be able to just a little bit, but we're going to be going back and forth. And like I said, you're more than welcome to go to the YouTube channel right now. Leslie Chambers Kaiju reviews and hear what we're talking about and try. Hopefully, we can succeed at this live streaming thing. If it's a success, which I'm hopeful it will, then I will try and do more live streams in the future. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So with that being said, I'm probably going to be on the group, probably for the next 30 minutes. Then I'm going to shut it off, and then we're going to go back to the YouTube thing. I'm still doing the YouTube thing, so I'm basically broadcasting between two platforms here. You know what I mean? And like I said, we're only going to be up here for like an hour. This is just like a trial test run. And if it goes well, then we're probably going to do these at least once. If not once a month, then maybe once every 2 months. With all the stuff that's coming out from X Plus and a lot of stuff to talk about, trust me, there'll be plenty of opportunities to do more live streams. And I will invite more people here in the group so we can have more of a discussion where we have different opinions from a lot of different people. You know what I mean? So this is just a trial run. So thank you if you are checking it out, thank you for being a part of this and and being really, really, really cool. Awesome. So Eric, go ahead. I was just talking about, this is Eric Arrington. He used to be on the group. Cool dude, really cool dude. So go ahead. Your favorite Godzilla film?
Man, let me see. It gotta, you know what? Anything, it gotta be the Sholas, but I don't know, man. I like what Godzilla versus Gigan, especially Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. I mean, that's just my favorite Godzilla, the 66. Even though it's the craziest looking Godzilla, that's still like that just captivated me, man. The 66 for some reason, I don't know why. But let me see the 73, 74, but.
If you had to pick one, if you had to pick one movie,
if I had to pick one movie from the Showa era, it'll probably be not Destroy All Monsters.
Please don't.
Invasion of the Astro Monster.
So Godzilla vs. Monster Zero is your favorite one? You hear that, David Epps.com?
I would say, yeah. I would say Invasion of the Astro Monster, man. Because I just like that film. It's just a favorite of mine. But I don't know. When it comes to films, man, I don't know. I guess it's my mind. I guess I'm so far fetched that I can't even remember which one was my first.
Right.
My memory's just gone, man. I mean, I'm in my 40s, so.
I understand that. But what I want to do, since we already got the introductions out the way a little bit, I want to shift the conversation more towards X Plus. We'll get more into our backstories about the film and stuff like that. But since I'm broadcasting on the X Plus group, I want to talk about more so X Plus. You know what I mean? Okay. And just to give a little backstory about myself, and of course, I've touched on this a couple of times before, but it's not going to hurt to touch on it again. My first exposure to X Plus was back in 2012. I believe so. Yeah, 2012. I was on eBay one day, and ironically, the one that caught my attention was the Godzilla 1955 30 centimeter, and that figure was way overpriced. And I was like, you know what? Like, it looked good. It looked exactly like the suit, but I was like, even the cost back then was horrendous. Even I was like, and I had a job, but I wasn't making that kind of money where I was thinking about spending that type of money on something that expensive, even though it did look that good, even for the 55. And I happened to come across, I'm sure a lot of folks on YouTube, Samson West, particularly Richard Iso, his honor review of 84, Godzilla 1984. And that was it. That was all it took for me to get hooked.
Okay, how much was the figure going for? You say you saw it on eBay?
I saw it on eBay. That's the thing. Actually, my wife Sandra got it for me. She
Uh-huh.
That's like the first X Plus figure I ever got was the '84, and she got it for me. And but
Oh,
when I got it in hand, I was like, hold on a second, I have it right here. Hold on, here we go, '84. Um,
yeah.
looks awesome, looks exactly like the suit. But when I first got it, I was like, wait a minute. I thought he'd be a little bit bigger because I'm used to um, collecting bigger stuff. Mind you, I
Yeah.
did collect a few things big back in the day, and by that time, I kind of like stopped,
Hmm.
because I wanted more realistic stuff. I was into Bandai's and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but I, I wanted something more realistic, But then when I got the
Yeah.
'84 in my hand, I was like, wait a minute, even though the detail is awesome, I wanted something bigger. I wanted
Right.
something to be a lot bigger. But I realized at the time that what you're getting out of these things with the detail is really, really amazing. You
Yeah.
know,
Movie actors. Yeah.
so it's not about the size; it's about the quality. It's about the craftsmanship. It's about the detail put into this thing. And this thing looks exactly like the '84. It looks exactly like the '84 suit wise. To the point where after I got this figure,
Hmm.
I popped in the bootleg of Godzilla '85 because that movie's not around now, and '84 wasn't around Blu-ray wise. So I popped it in and I had this figure in my hand, and I don't see anything that's off with the figure in comparison to the suit. They both look the same. So that was my first exposure to X Plus, and it's really been a great ride ever since. My second figure after that was Titanosaurus, 30 centimeter Titanosaurus. After that was a 30 centimeter 64 Rodan, and it just basically just not spiraled out of control. 'Cause I think that's like a bad word to describe anything
Yeah.
for us collecting.
Mhm.
But it basically grew. It really grew, and that's how my introduction to X Plus came into fruition. What was your introduction to X Plus?
Oh man. I practically did the same thing you did, but I can't quite remember. I think my first X Plus figure was one of the you remember Toho Iga? Have you ever seen any of the Toho Igas?
Toho Agas? Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Those
yeah.
small
I think
things.
yeah. Are those made by X Plus?
Don't get me the line. I have no idea. I don't know if they are made by X Plus. I don't
Yeah,
know. I mean, the only other companies that X Plus or that's not X Plus, but it is like subsidiaries. The only figures that I know of that is X Plus USA,
yeah,
and this hold on a second. In this Gearon, this GoPro Gearon,
yeah,
I guess GoPro or Rocket, yeah, Rocket. I think X
yeah.
Plus is
Rocket Pro,
behind that.
Rocket Pro.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So those are the only companies I know other than X Plus, or at least has something to do with it. I'm sure somebody out there will have a more detailed explanation,
yeah,
but that's my take on it. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, going back to what you said, I started out with Bandai. I mean, I was on eBay every weekend, you know, just trying to get any and everything. But and the prices were decent, didn't pay no more than $50 for a figure.
Yep.
I started with Bandai, and then that was around the time, I can't remember what year it was, but that was when I really got to like computers and Google and stuff. And then like I started seeing like these pictures of like I don't want to say it's X Plus, but I forget the name of the website. It was some Japanese website I used to go on, and I used to see like resin pieces and stuff like that, and I was like, wow, like Volks, stuff made by like Volks and Demos and other companies, and I was like, wow, these things, they look more accurate than Bandai's. So
Yeah.
I started, pretty much started trying to get my hands on stuff like that from eBay. eBay was my first go-to. Like I would buy from like other people that had access to these things. I know it was a couple of people I bought, some of my resin pieces from. They were from England and stuff like that. And then but how I got turned on to X Plus, don't really recall, but once I got my first figure or my first couple of figures, I was just hooked. I was just hooked, and like you said, you know, I saw a couple of Rich's videos and Samson West videos,
Yeah.
and then you know it just took off from there, and ever since I've just been an X Plus fan ever since then, man. You know, and it just haven't stopped. So you know, and that's besides X Plus, yeah, I like resin pieces because they're more detailed, but I just don't like building them, you know.
Right.
And that's the only problem with resin. But you know, some of my resin pieces are, you know, I would say they better than X Plus. I would say, you know, some of them, not all of them, because you know of the sides and you know the time it takes to make these things, and you know it just takes time. But X Plus, I'm a loyal fan from here on out, you know. But I do have my complaints with some of the figures, and like I was telling you earlier, I have a problem with the latest release.
You know what? Let's talk about that. Since there are folks that are watching the X Plus Collectors Facebook group right now. Thank you, club. What do we call it nowadays? I don't know. It's like I say group on my videos, but it's like, is it club in the tag, in the title of the Facebook page? I don't know. I'm just gonna call it Facebook group. Okay, that's what we are. We're a group, more like family in a way. But if you can hear Eric talking, he's talking about the recently released GMK Baragon and Mothra 25 centimeter set, which I'm sure a lot of folks are going gaga for. A lot of folks are happy about, for the fact that we finally got a GMK Baragon from X Plus. Mothra, to a certain extent, even though I know Mothra gets a bad rap, I know some folks don't really like Mothra, like Daniel Marino. Yes, I called your name out. I love Mothra. That's just me. I don't have the set. But if you can speak up a little bit more, that way people can hear you on the group. Now, mind you, I'm not really going to comment on it because I don't have it in my hand, and I don't think it's fair if we just comment on something that I see pictures of. You know, that's not fair, and you know I don't want to throw shade at anybody that has them. But in your opinion, let me just ask you this: as far as like the set, are you happy that you got it?
Well, yeah, I am happy, but I don't even know where to begin. I mean, I'm okay. All right, let me start off by saying this. I'm okay with the Baragon because when it comes to film accuracy, Baragon was the smallest out of all the four monsters.
Yeah.
But when it comes to Mothra, I mean, Mothra is damn near the same size as a Bandai figure. And I don't know if that's accurate, you know, but I mean it's to me the Mothra is smaller than the Bandai.
Well, see, that's the thing. Based on pictures that I've seen of Mothra, it looks good. Baragon is probably the main selling point of the two, honestly. Mothra looks good. As far as like the size, yeah, I've seen a couple of posts where people put Mothra up against the existing Mothras, and yeah, she does give off less size than the other ones. Rightfully so, because that Mothra is basically the smallest out of all of them, because Mothra wasn't really the biggest monster in GMK anyway. But I think because she's so small, and I guess she's small in this set, it just really drives the point home that Mothra was just put in that film for name value only. And if you think about it, Mothra didn't do that much in the film anyway.
Right.
You know? Which kind of like makes it even more of a depressing conversation when you think about it that originally Anguirus and Varan was supposed to be in that film. Taking on the Mothra. Mothra looks gorgeous. I will always say that the Millennium Mothras, GMK, Tokyo SOS, Final Wars, those are probably the most beautiful Mothras ever in the entire Godzilla franchise. Mothra 1992 looks all right, but she looks more so like a Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade.
Yeah.
Float, you know. But with that being said, it sounds like Mothra is a disappointment. But is Baragon a disappointment? Like, does Baragon make up for the characters?
I'm okay with the I'm okay with Baragon. You know, I like this Baragon. I mean, I think it's decent, but I was trying to pair it with most of the GMKs, the Yuji Sakai GMK, the 30 centimeter. I have a TS Facto GMK, but I think it goes better with the 25, which is you know what this is made for. Yeah. But I just thought it might have been a little bit on the big side for the 25 centimeter GMK.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was just, I mean, I always got that picture in my head of Godzilla, stomping down on his face, so, I try to compare it with the 25 centimeter feet, but it goes good. But the Mothra, like I said, it is what it is. I don't have that big a complaint, but I just think Mothra should have been bigger. At least, I mean, I want to say compared to all the other 25s, this is not even half the size.
Right.
It's probably maybe 40% out of 100 when it comes to size with the 25 centimeter Mothra. So, but I'm okay with it. But I just think that I guess for 27,000 yen, this is what you get.
Yeah, that's the issue that I have with it. That it should have been a little bit cheaper than that if they want to be this small. Yeah. But I have seen people, put pictures up with, put the setup against either the 25 centimeter GMK or the Sakai. Judged by what I've seen, I like the Sakai with it better. It's going to be interesting to see how this new GMK Godzilla 2001 that's going to be due in a couple months, how that's going to stack up. You know what I mean? But I saw a picture on the group a couple days ago. Somebody put the GMK Baragon up against the gigantic here. Let me.
Yeah.
Hold on. If I can put a size comparison here. Hold on. Okay. I have Minion here.
Yeah.
You see this? See this?
Yeah, I see.
In comparison to GMK gigantic.
Yeah.
You see that? It's not on camera here. There you go. Let's just say.
You know what? The only way that would work if they had a maybe a 25 centimeter. What was the little boy name? Ichiro? Ishiro?
Ichiro.
Yeah, if they had like a little figure of him, that's the only way that would work.
I don't know.
Sorry about that.
It's all right, but GMK Baragon was like up to his foot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, hold on, I'm trying to have something here that's small because Minion's too big, which is something that I have never heard anybody else say. Minion's too big. Minion's too big.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hold on, let me recap here on the group. If you join us right now, this is just a trial run that I'm doing on Leslie Chambers Kaiju Reviews, my YouTube channel. In case y'all don't know, I'm doing a live streaming there. I'm just broadcasting here on the group so I can get some folks, to migrate over there. So this is my first time live streaming here, trial and error. You know what I mean? If everything goes well, then I may do more live streams in the future. Stuff like that. This is something to add more to the channel. So if you're still with us, thank you very much. I'm probably going to still be here on the group on Facebook. maybe 10 minutes. You know what I mean? For 10 minutes. Then after that, I'm going to shut it off and just go directly to the YouTube. And we're going to be on here for these 30 or 40 more minutes, and then that'll be it. I have a special guest friend of mine who was also a member here in the group, Eric Aronson, and we're just shooting the you-know-what about S+. You know what I mean? And we're just talking about the GMK Baragon and Mothra set. He got his, and we were just talking about what he likes about it, what he don't like about it, and now I'm still tripping over that post. Whoever you are who did that showed the GMK Baragon next to the jacket. I'm not laughing at your post. I'm just laughing at the size comparison. You know what I mean? And oh my God, it looked like it got a little breathe wrong. Baragon would have been like blown away. You know what I mean? So, but I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, that that you wish you could have gotten more out of the GMK Mothra and Baragon set.
Yeah.
Leading to, I guess, a topic I want to talk about, at least on my. I guess it's not more so of a disappointment, but you have high hopes for the figure, and then once you get it in hand, you realize that it's not all that. And I'm trying to figure out which figure does that do it for me. And ironically, honestly, I hate to say it, but
what's up?
This guy, the second edition of the Godzilla 1991, the Shinjuku Landing Edition. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I expect a little bit more. Maybe because I hold the regular 91 in such high regard that this one just doesn't do it for me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still love it, but when I found out they were making another one, I was like, oh wow, because I'm all about 91.
Right.
91 is my favorite design from the Heisei period. He's like my second favorite Godzilla design overall. When I found out another one, I was like, oh, okay, good. It's gonna be amazing. Now when I got a figure in hand, it looks good, but it didn't really match up to my anticipation of it. You know what I mean? I guess I expected more, especially for a Yuji Sakai piece. Where I thought once I got this in hand, I was gonna gravitate to this one and leave the first one in the dust. But ironically, I actually prefer the first one better. You know what I mean? So I can understand that because and here's something that I guess that a lot of folks don't want to talk about, and at least don't want to go there when it comes to collecting X Plus stuff like that.
Yeah.
X Plus is a great company. Don't get me wrong. We all love X Plus. We do. But there are times even they do misfires. You know what I mean? There are times where they don't produce the best products. The 25cm Burning Godzilla comes to mind. You know what I mean? But just because I don't like it doesn't mean that somebody else won't. But this is just my opinion, folks. You know what I mean? And but my whole point in all of this is to say, always do your research. If you're just coming to the hobby, and if you want to know more about figures and how to get them and where to go and blah, 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 it's a lot more easier now than it was back like 3 or 4 years ago, where X Plus was a lot more scarce. Nowadays, X Plus is getting out there more, and they're more accessible now. And it's always good to always do your homework on these figures, since they're not cheap and there are investments, like individual investments. It's best to always do your homework before you jump head first or getting stuff. Otherwise, you're buying something, then you don't end up liking it, and then you end up selling it, and then it just creates a lot more harm than good, in my opinion. So always do your research when it comes to collecting. Just realize, of course, that that this hobby is for fun. It's not about if you have more than somebody else. It's not about who has more than you. It's about what you want. It's about what you want to have. It's about what you can afford. It's all about you. Don't try to play catch up or keep up with everybody else, which is something
That's
that I've
right.
seen. Which is something that I've seen a lot of in the hobby, which leads to bad feelings amongst people. You know, kind of like what I saw a couple of days ago when the anime Godzilla came out.
Right.
Thank God you're not on Facebook anymore, because oh my
Yeah,
God.
you know what though? Like I said, sometimes it's just I'm not saying that it's better for me, but I could focus on other things like, because I'm always constantly doing work around the house. And like I said, when I was on a group, you know, like, you know, it's not that I spent most of my time on Facebook or anything like that, but when it comes to just social media and just in general, I prefer to just stay away from it because you can focus more on life, man. Because like I said, I don't have nothing to hide, but like I said, I don't know. The last time I went to G Fest, yeah, I met Rich, I met a lot of people, but since then I developed a disease. I have rheumatoid arthritis. So that slowed me down a lot. So I had to focus more on me than to focus more on just other things in general because life is short, guys. Life is short, man. So
Too
if you
short.
can't take care of yourself,
Right. You are
the
exactly
world is changing. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, the world is changing and it's changing fast. But a lot of the younger generation, they don't understand what's going on because, like I said, I can remember when, it was just beepers back in the day, no cell phones, technology is just taking over. So I end that there. That's another topic.
I understand that, but you
Yep.
know, I mean, but it was crazy of the beef that was going on with people who said that they didn't like the new anime and the people that did, and just going back and forth, kind of like what happened when Shin Godzilla came out, and people was saying they like that over the legendary. It's just BS. It's just BS.
Oh, that's just crazy. I mean, anything. I mean, you gotta give Toho respect when it comes to if you a Godzilla fan. Toho just got the most up respect. Over anything made by Americans. But don't get me wrong. I mean, the Godzilla 2014. It was okay, but I'm not a big fan of it. But hell, I pulled the trigger on two of the figures. I got
Yeah,
the blue fin and the regular one. So, I like the design. I know a lot of people talking about the feet, but I'm okay with it. I'm
yeah,
okay with it. I didn't have no gripes about it, but I just wish that it could have been some other monster than the Muto, though.
right,
You
right,
know,
right.
they could have made it a little bit better. But when it comes to CGI, maybe the Final War fans like CGI, but I'm not a CGI fan. I like, you can make a movie and put like CGI in it because they do it a lot now. Like the later films, like the latest films, they did it with like Mothra. But I prefer the movie props, man. Give me the movie props, you know?
Yeah, I understand that. But let me just ask you this: as far as like, I got a couple questions I want to ask you about X Plus. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me bring up one more topic. Hold on, talking point.
Okay.
Oh God, no, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Hold on. Jesus Christ. Woo! Damn. His tail. Oh my God. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yes. We're going to talk about this in a few seconds because I got the standard. Of course, this is the X Plus Gigantic Series Shin Godzilla. You know what time it is. You got the Rick.
Yeah.
But before
Here's
we
the
get into this, before we get into our thoughts on each individual release and our strong points and blah blah blah, I want to talk about at least one thing about 2017 and talk about one thing in 2018. Um,
Okay.
what was your favorite figure purchase from 2017?
From 2017,
Yeah,
I know a lot of people might be like, oh, man. Huh?
X Plus wise, what was your
Oh, X
favorite
plus wise.
figure
Okay.
action from X Plus in 2000?
2017. Can I add two figures?
You can add two figures, or I'll tell you what, top three. Top three. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you my top three right now. Top three.
Hold on, because you asked me the question, so I want to give you mine before you give me yours.
Okay, go for it.
All right.
Well, tell him.
I might have to see if I can grab them down. I'm just looking for something. Hopefully, I ain't got it up high. Oh no. Oh, okay, I got it. Hold on.
Man, this thing is heavy. I forgot how this thing is big and heavy. Give me five.
You said 2017, right?
Yeah, 2017. And let me just give you some examples of what came out last year. Gauss, 30 centimeter burning Godzilla, 25 centimeter Titanosaurus, GMK 25 centimeter GMK Ghidorah, Kaza Ghidorah, Gabara, Hedra 25 centimeter force former Hedra, Mecha Godzilla 93, gigantic Shin Godzilla, the new 91 that I talked about, the second form of Shin Godzilla 25 centimeter. Man, who else? I'm looking around. Who else? I'm drawing a blank. And I had them all in my head. The new Godzilla 2000, the red version. The third form, 30 centimeter form of Shin. The Godzilla 1989, new one with the light up with the rose form Biolante that came out last year. The Godzilla 1975, 30 centimeter. Man, I couldn't forget about that one. But like I said, I'm gonna get mine off real quick, and then you can go to yours. Top three for me: 30 centimeter Gauss, second 30 centimeter Burning Godzilla, and number one is
Shin.
Come on now.
Okay. All right, I got you. That's understandable. Mine is I have two. Mine is the Gauss and 1975.
He came out the year.
Huh?
He came out the year before.
2016?
Yeah. He came out August 2016.
I thought this one came out the beginning.
Is that the 75 Mecha Godzilla?
Yeah.
Yeah, he came out 2016.
What?
He came out August 2016. I think around the same time that the Son of Godzilla Wonderful set came out, as well as Kamacuras. I remember that. Very, very well. Mecha Godzilla 75 came out in 2016. The only Mecha Godzilla that came out last year, as far as I know,
was the 92/93.
Yeah, 93 was the only one that came out last year.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Damn. I don't know how I got that screwed up. Like I said, I don't remember this stuff, man. I just not trying to brag or anything, but I just got so freaking much, man. It's But Gauss is definitely top the list, man. I don't want to say it's number one because, like I said, I don't even remember, but this is one of my favorites, man. Gauss. I love Gauss. I mean, from the Showa, the Gamma Showas, this is my favorite.
Absolutely. So Gauss is your favorite figure acquisition from 2017.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. I mean, nothing against the Shin or anything, but like I said, it's just when it comes to, I'm old school, first of all. So when it comes to new stuff, it just takes a while for it to grow on me. I mean, they would at least have to make at least 2 or 3 more films showing that exact incarnation of Godzilla in order for me to say, oh, I love it. I don't want to say I love it, but I'm okay with it, because, I guess it's Toho answer to what's been going on, here in the States, but I like it, but it's nothing that it don't really stand out to me, and I know a lot of people may disagree, but it's what I'm used to, I'll always go back to my childhood. Always do. I mean, this is why I have what I have, and just this room alone is because of my childhood. I mean, everybody got a certain, a kid in them. Some people collect Matchbox cars, and other people collect Star Wars, but for me, it's Godzilla.
Me too. Me too.
It's Godzilla, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And so that was your favorite figure acquisition of 2017.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
talk about our comparisons of the gigantic shins. Um, I'm actually I'm gonna ask you one more question, and then
Okay.
we'll go into our talk of the gigantic shins. At that point, I'm gonna shut the broadcast off on the Facebook group, and you'll have to hear everything else from the YouTube channel. Once again, Leslie Chambers College Reviews. Go there right now, and you'll get the full YouTube experience thingy, whatever. Um, of course, what are you most looking forward to of what we know thus far in 2018? I have an idea, but I got to ask the question anyway.
Okay. I'm looking forward to the 64 and the gigantic, and I'm looking forward to Kong, King Kong.
Ooh, yes, forgot about Kong.
King Kong, I mean, that's just a figure that I can't personally get enough of, because a lot of people they don't know the history behind King Kong. I mean, it is a real life history behind King Kong. I don't even want to go into details about it, but a lot of people don't know the true history of King Kong. Even though, yeah, it was made in 1933, but it's something that occurred like, maybe a couple of years before they even made that movie. A lot of people don't even know why that movie was even made. It was something that occurred that happened here in the States, but
Yeah,
but just King Kong. I mean, if you're a kaiju fan, King Kong should at least be on your list. It
a
should.
lot.
That's just iconic. I mean, I think yeah, King Kong was made before any Harryhausen film, I think.
I think so. Kong
Yeah,
came. The Kong came out in '33. I think the
yeah,
Harryhausen something happened till like later. So Kong, in a way, is essentially the first, or at least the world's first giant monster. As a matter of fact, I said it many times before. King Kong was a partial inspiration for the creation of Godzilla. So
yeah.
it's not a stretch to say that without King Kong we wouldn't have gotten to Godzilla. I don't think that's true. I think that we would have gotten something along these lines. But King Kong did help um, bring some of those ideas to Mr. Tomoyuki Tanaka and Eiji Tsuburaya. It was like, you know what, we can
Yeah.
have giant monsters. So King Kong was partial inspiration for that. But what do you say to those people who say, because there's some people out there that don't like King Kong, that don't find him interesting, they don't find him, just a boring creature because he's based off a real life animal, a giant gorilla. What do you say to those people who say that he's not a real kaiju? Do you agree with that statement, or do you think they have a point with what they're saying?
Yes and no. I mean, oh boy. I don't, I would just say yes and no. I mean, it can go both ways. Um, but like I said, you have to understand the history behind it in order for you to really understand why they even made a giant gorilla. For all you people that are interested, all you got to do is just pull up just Google Jack Johnson, Jack Johnson, and the story is right there. Once you Google that, then you will know why they made King Kong and the story behind it. It's because of a guy named Jack Johnson. He was a boxer, and that's all I got to say about that. But when
And you
it
know
comes
what?
to people, saying that is it a kaiju? Yeah, it's a kaiju because it's a freaking oversized gorilla, you know, and you know, it's not nothing normal. So, you know, it's mythical. And kaiju is basically a mythical creature.
Absolutely. And obviously, I think the live stream has been a success, at least for the most part, anyway, in my opinion. And I
Yeah.
think at some point we should do a live stream dedicated nothing but King Kong, you know. But that's something we can do sometime in the future.
Right.
But you said you were looking forward to figure wise from X Plus, Kong and 64 Godzilla. Let me talk about that. Of
Yes.
course, you already know my favorite version of Godzilla is the 64. And I've been saying ever since the Gigantic series was unleashed upon us. And yes, I said unleashed because it's been
Yeah.
their investments, their investments.
Mhm.
But I've always said, despite how you feel about the 64, because I'm sure there are people out there that don't really care for the 64, that don't understand what the hype is behind it. They don't see what the appeal is behind it. I can understand that. But you
You
can't.
know what though, Leslie? Let me stop you there. I would like to meet those people that that don't like the 64.
Well,
You know, when it comes to anything Showa, now I can understand the younger generation saying that. But if you over 35 and if you don't like the 64 or anything Showa, then you know you must have been, you know, doing something that you had no business doing when you was younger, or you know, I mean, you know, it all started. Everything stems from the Showa. I mean,
and
you know,
I understand that, but the truth be told, there are some people out there that don't care for the 64, and
I
and
understand.
and I listen to a podcast. I don't want to mention the podcast. Well, I do. The Kaiju Cast, my favorite podcast that I listen to when it comes to kaiju stuff. And when they did their kaiju discussion of Godzilla versus the Thing or Mothra versus Godzilla, there were a
Right.
couple um, of hosts on the show that thought that the suit was a step down from the 62 suit. They thought that the 62 suit was more menacing and just the 64 suit looked like he was going through a bad hangover and stuff like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that if you feel that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my point is that there's some folks. I mean, of course, the 64 is a widely um, universally beloved suit, but there are a few people out there that don't really care for it. But in my opinion, when I first found out about the Gigantic series being the thing, I say, you know what, you got to have the 64. You know what I mean? And of course, the Gigantic series was founded upon giving us Godzilla incarnation when he was at his most powerful and stuff like that. And considering what they've done for us so far, Shin, GMK, Burning Godzilla, 62, 2000, 54, and now the 64. The 64 will be a welcome addition, most welcome addition to the Gigantic series. I'm so looking forward to that. This is like the one I've been waiting for years. For years and years and years and years and years. And now this comes to fruition. I'm extremely happy. I'm extremely happy for it. And now I have no more expectations of the Gigantic series because ever since they would come out with new Gigantic series figures over the years, when they were announced, after the 62, the 54 came, right? I'm saying this for an example. After they announced 54, I was like, oh, okay, I'm happy for it. But when the 64 is coming out, now I don't have to worry about that anymore because it's going to be reality in a few months, stuff like that. So I'm really am looking forward to 64. Looking forward to Kong, to a certain, I mean, not to a certain extent. I'm looking forward to Kong because I like that version of King Kong. But also to elaborate more on that, I hope that opens the door for X Plus to be able to use other King Kong incarnations down the road. 62.
Man, I mean, everybody been waiting on what, a 67. Especially freaking this here. This and this. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with X Plus, but these are who they need to make right here.
The King Kong and King Kong. Yes, absolutely. They need to make.
I mean, come on now. I mean, this is way past overdue. Way past overdue. I mean, if we didn't I don't know. I don't know, man. I got to a point where, if you can, guys, get your hands on a Billiken, because I don't know when this guy gonna pop up.
I got one here around here somewhere. Hold on.
You don't know when this guy is gonna pop up.
Hold on, I got one too. If I can grab him without daggone Gorosaurus, leave him alone. He's caught up in Gorosaurus' tail. Okay, here it is. Here's mine. Here's my mechanic Kong.
Oh yeah, with the battery pack.
No, this is ghetto ingenuity at its best.
You ain't ghetto ingenuity.
But
it's all good. It's all good though. It's all good. It's all good. It works.
Around his belly and use one of my daughter's hair bows to keep that.
It's all good, man. It works.
But he still looks good. Look at that X Plus. If you're watching this X Plus, make this a reality. Make this a reality. Mechanic Kong. Oh my God, such an awesome robot. The first ever kaiju robot, Jaeger, whatever thingy. But yes, I understand what you're saying about King Kong. They should do more King Kong, and I hope they will. So let's just go into the final topic of the live stream, because we got I set the timer for maybe we got 5 or 6 more minutes to go. So I want to talk about our opinions of the X Plus Gigantic Shin Godzilla. I said I was going to cut the video off on the Facebook group, but since we got 5 or 6 minutes, I might as well keep it going. So if you're here watching, thank you very much. Since I have the standard, I'll talk about the standard a little bit. Hey, babe.
Hey.
How you doing? Hey, everybody. My wife is here. My beautiful wife is here. Hold on a second. Since you're if you're new to the channel, new to the live stream, let me just ask my baby a few questions. Come on here a little bit more.
All right.
Okay, come on here.
Okay.
Okay. Your favorite film is what? Godzilla film is what?
Oh, GMK.
GMK. Your favorite figure that you got in your collection is what?
GMK.
GMK. Okay. All right. What is your favorite female figure or female monster?
Oh, that's Lady Legion.
She loves Legion.
Yeah, I like Legion.
You like Legion. Okay.
You want to ask me what's my worst or my least favorite Godzilla figure?
You're trying to get me booted off YouTube.
It's the one that you're holding.
Yeah, she don't like Shin Godzilla.
Negative.
It's okay. It's all right. Shin Godzilla, trust me, Shin Godzilla is not for everybody.
But it looks good. You hold it. I actually like the actual figure, but I did not enjoy the movie. I
understand that.
For myself personally, I just couldn't.
I understand.
Grasp it. I love the music, but just it's just a little too dry for me.
The design just something.
The design just
you couldn't get behind.
The tail just. And the small arms does
small T-Rex arm.
Yeah, that doesn't just okay. But that's just my opinion. Everybody has their faves.
Okay. Would you like to bounce?
Yeah, I will be back.
Yeah, I'll probably be done in the next 10 minutes. After that, I'm gonna go get the food.
All right, no problem.
So thank you, my wife Sandra. She'll be a part of the live streams at some point. She'll be up here shooting what with us and blah blah blah. But thank you so much. But yeah, I'll be done in a few minutes.
All right.
Y'all
later.
All right, babe. But like I was saying, thank you for the inspiration. But like I was saying, since we only have a few minutes left here on the YouTube thing, I'm gonna just keep it going with the Facebook. So if you're still here, thank you very much. But my thoughts of Gigantic Shin Godzilla, I love it. A lot of folks compare it to the Kyoto one. Except it's not expensive. Can you imagine 2 of these would have equaled the cost of 1 Kyoto? The one thing I will say about the Kyoto that I do like and I do find superior than the X Plus is the tail. I like the tail better on the Kyoto. I wish the tail could have been going more upwards, but if that were to happen, trust me, those shipping bills would have been a whole lot worse than what they were. But other than that, great gigantic, the first ever gigantic based off a CGI character. A lot of folks don't really take that into consideration. So the detail on Shin is amazing, you know, because like I said, it's not based off a suit, it's based off CGI, which I think is probably even more impressive, because when you have the 62 or the 95 or the not you can't have GMK, 62, 54, 95, those were based off suits, you know. So they had something to go on in a way, you know. That's my rationale for it. But with CGI, you have to give them a little more credit of getting everything down pat with the detail in the Shin, you know. So they did a great job with it, you know what I mean? And props to Hobby Search and all those people. Props to Hobby Search that, you know, that worked with those who were able, that had trouble at first trying to pay for it, you know. But Hobby Search will offer cancellations on these because, you know, these bills kind of came at the last minute, blah blah blah. But Hobby Search was able to work with some folks from what I've heard and able to hook them up. So props to Hobby Search, because this was basically, for me, this was the crown achievement of the year for me. I know a lot of folks would differ with opinions on that, but for me, the figure of the year, my favorite purchase of 2017, and of course, I love this figure, gigantic. I mentioned this in my video before, where he ranks among my favorite gigantics: 195, 262, 3 GMK, not GMK, GMK, 4 Shin, 554, and the 2000 will be the last one. But I have a feeling come March, he's gonna be bumped down a peg. You already know what I'm talking about. But that's my thoughts on gigantic Shin. Eric, you have had a different different time with your Rick. You want to tell everybody what happened? Not go into a lot of detail, but tell me what happened as far as like the delays or just.
Oh yeah, well
of the Rick, because I'm sitting this thing down. This thing is too heavy for me to hold.
Yeah. Well, I originally placed my order, and it was you know, they had the first release and they had a second release. So at the time, what, it sold out or something? I don't know what had happened, but it sold out. So you know, they opened it back up. I think it was like 2 or 3 days later, and I had placed my order. And when I placed my order, I thought that it went through. So it didn't go through. Come to find out, you know, I got in touch with, you know, with you, Leslie, and I was asking you, did a lot of people on the X Plus group get their figures yet? And he was like, yeah, people are getting theirs already. So, you know, by that time I had already seen, I saw one video from Japan, and I think it was somebody here in the States that had got theirs. Yeah. So come to find out, I sent email, I sent X Plus an email, and they said, you know, your order didn't go through. So I'm like, oh crap. So I thought about just going to Hobby Search. I know Hobby Search had a few, just getting a you know, a standard, but for some reason, you know, I want what I originally wanted, which was a Rick. So I had to do it the hard way. I paid a little bit more than what I wanted to. I think I paid $800 for mine.
Right.
So I went on Joust, you know, Yahoo Japan or whatever. You know, I don't know what people call it, but Joust, you know, Yahoo Japan. And, you know, I saw one and it was to buy now. So but that was it. But, you know, yeah, I paid a little bit more, but hell, I mean, if you want something, you know, you want something bad enough, you're going to pay for it. So that was how I got mine. But all in all, you know, I missed out on that figure when it comes to X Plus, because I know a lot of people don't like doing it, but I'm one person. Yeah, I don't mind using the middleman. Everything I get, I can buy Rick. You know, I know a lot of other people that use other people to get stuff for them, but you know, I do the stuff myself. You know, I really just pay a middleman, and I think the same thing happened with the upcoming figure. What is it? The Death Ghidorah?
Yeah, Death Ghidorah.
Yeah, I think the same thing happened. So instead of getting the Rick, I just went through hobby search, because come to find out, something had got screwed up. I don't know how it got misconstrued, but with my credit card or whatever. But I said forget it. I just went through hobby search when it comes to that figure. But so far everything else, I get through, I get Ricks. Most of the times I buy Ricks, but it's a hit or miss. I mean, it's what you prefer. But the only thing I'm mad about with X Plus is the Gargantua statue. I did purchase my order. I think that was back in May or June, and they still have a delay on it. And when I emailed them and I asked them about it, they just said straight flat out, you're going to have to wait. That was what they told me. I mean, in quotation marks, you're going to have to wait. So it's like, when are these things coming out? I don't know how many, other people pre-ordered this, but evidently the pre-orders wasn't that good to where it was a hot commodity type item. But I'm a Gargantua, fan. So, I purchased the Santa and Daria, bus. So I'm waiting on that. And if anybody out there, know anything or have any information, please get in contact with Leslie. Leslie, brother, you can get in contact with me. But it's like, X Plus, and they don't, I don't know if their English or anything is good, when they translate stuff or whatever. But
yeah,
but I need to know, because they got my money. They got like down there I think it was like like $360.
Yeah.
Money, just floating out there. So, I'm waiting on those busts. So it is what it is. But
yeah, it is what it is. But you're Rick Gigantic. You're happy with it. You're happy with the paint scheme and stuff like that. You're happy with what you got.
oh yeah. I'm happy with it. The only problems I have with the gigantic Shin is with the Rick. I like the standard tail better than I like the tail on the Rick. I think the tail stands out more, because it's some type of meaning behind the tail, and what it is, I don't know. But I'm quite sure everybody that saw the film saw, like, the tail kind of like transforming at the end of the movie, and it was like skeletons or something coming out of it. So evidently that gotta mean something. But it's just weird. But the standard, when it comes to the tail, it looks better than the Rick, because the Rick is just translucent.
Yeah.
And, you can't really pick out the detail more than the standard.
Right.
The standard is much better. But overall, the paint scheme and, the overall figure is I like it better than the standard. I do.
Yeah.
I like it better than the standard, and I'm okay with the open mouth, even though I have the closed mouth. But when I got the figure, I said, hell, I'm just gonna leave it the way it is.
There you go.
I don't even want to mess with the head. It's the way I bought it is the way I left it. And this right here, eventually, I'll find a place to put it. But hell, I might even put it on the front of my car. I don't know. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, like a minute and some change to go. So let's go ahead and just wrap this up.
Okay.
Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Thank y'all on the group, whatever. Like I said, I think we did good. Our first time doing the live stream, and trust me, I will be doing some more. And the next time, I will invite some of y'all, if y'all have access to Google Hangouts and if you want to be a part of the next live streaming that myself and Eric would do, please contact me. and I will add you on, and we can have just a fun discussion about S Plus. That's all mostly me, what me and Eric collect. We're both S Plus fans. We're both S Plus junkies and stuff like that. You know what? Junkie's a bad word. Responsible collectors. There you go. That's what we are. So the next time we have a live stream, which we talk about more about S Plus anyway, I will send out an invite or at least talk to y'all in the group. If any of y'all want to join, please holler at me. I'll be glad to have you on. We can just shoot the you know what about our figures. I want to try and do one at least. I want to do one when the 64 drops. As a matter of fact, speaking of that,
oh man, hey,
I had a great little boy here. So 64, when you're coming, come correct because you have big shoes to fill. You have big shoes to fill. Try and top this one. S Plus, I challenge you when you bring forth the gigantic 1964. Bring your A game, because if you don't, you have this to answer to. Yes. So when he drops, I'm probably gonna do a live stream probably the week afterwards, probably like the first week in April. So I think the 64 drops in March. I would assume the last part of March, I believe, with no delays and stuff like that. So look for the live stream to drop the first week in April. By then, hopefully, I'll reach out to y'all and I'll get some feedback about who may want to join. If y'all do want to join, and we can all get together. If you're getting the gigantic 64 and you have access to Google Hangouts and you want to talk, please holler at me. We can make it happen. You know what I mean? Don't be shy. If you get the figure and you don't like it, come on board. Talk about it. It's about sharing your opinions, whether it's popular or not popular. Please, we'll be more than welcome to have you. You know what I mean? Eric, you got any final thoughts before we close out of here, my man?
I agree with basically everything you said. I mean, just tell them X Plus collectors to come on in, man. I mean, I would like to see more of us, just people that like kaiju in general, man. Just tell them to come on in, man, and don't be ashamed. I don't care if you got one figure, I don't care if you got two figures. Just don't be ashamed and come on in, man. Let's just talk, because I mean, it's I don't want to say it's a small world, but I mean, a lot of people, they just, I don't know how they feel, but everybody we all just need to come together, man. Just come together and just talk about, these kaijus, man, and
I have a problem here. I have an issue here. Oh my God. This is the last gigantic to be released, obviously. I wonder what the consensus will be once the new gigantic will drop. With a 64 top, if the Shin's your favorite, if you're getting a 64, would a 64 top it? I don't know. But I have to say, like this one right here, he's like what, almost 19 inches tall. So far, when it comes to size, Shin Godzilla is probably the biggest figure in my collection. But height-wise, the 64 is got him by like half a hair. I haven't posted any pictures of the two together, not yet anyway. I should, just to give people an idea of what they should expect. To mind you, this one is not going to be the same as the X Plus, but it's kind of similar to it. You know what I mean? But to have these two together makes me really super excited of what March is going to look like once that 64 drops, and I can't wait for it. I really can't wait for it. So once again, Eric, thank you so much. Thank you so much for urging me to do this. I know I've been dragging my feet on this. I know because I've been busy and blah blah blah. I make no excuses about it, But thank you so much for wanting to do this with me, for urging me to do it, for motivate me to do this. Like I said, if you bring more eyeballs to the channel, or if it gives more opportunity for us collectors like you and I and other people to talk and just have a good time without any issues or drama, then I'm all for that. Once again, the next live stream will be dropping after the gigantic 64 drops in, like I said, late March going into April. Now, if something happens and the gigantic 64 is delayed, S Plus, you better not delay this one. I'm telling you right now, you better not delay the 64. You can delay Kong, you can delay Death Gador, you can delay the Sakai 54, but you better not delay the 64. Now, as I was saying, if no delays happen with the 64 gigantic, look for the next live stream that happened on Leslie Chambers Card Reviews on probably, like I said, the last week in March, going into the first week of April. How about the first weekend in April? So just, if y'all want to be a part of that, and if you have the gigantic 64 or you just want to contribute, just holler at me. I will send prior to me doing the live stream. It's not like I'm gonna pop up on Friday and say, hey, tomorrow we're gonna do a live stream. No. I know this is kind of spur of the moment. You know what I mean? Because it's like, this is a test run. You know what I mean? But I think the test run did well. So therefore, the next one I will promote it. I will do advanced promotion about it. So if you want to join, you're more than welcome to. I'm not really sure how many people I can add up to a time because, like I said, I'm new to this. I've seen live streams have up like maybe 7 people, maybe. So maybe if I can get up to that, then hey, 5 more people, because we got 2 here already. Then
let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So I'll send feelers out around the around when the gigantic 64 drops. So that's pretty much it, man. We're going to be out of here. Thank you so much, Eric. I really do appreciate it. Really do appreciate it. I appreciate everybody here on the group for watching and supporting me and supporting the channel and blah blah blah, and all your kind words of encouragement. It's really been awesome for y'all doing that for me and blah blah blah. Thank you so much, Eric. Thank you so much. And we're going to wrap this live stream up. So we'll be back with another live stream coming towards the end of March, going into April. Oh, if y'all are wondering what my next review is going to be, I'm debating because I'm getting the gigantic Ultra 7 real soon, so I may review that next. Or I know this make my co-host happy. Damager. I may go ahead and request, not request. I may go ahead and review the 3rd centimeter Diamond. Reviews I got slated on the channel: gigantic Ultra 7, Diamond. I'm gonna do a revisit of the Godzilla 1962. I'm going to do a revisit of that and compare it with the gigantic. I'm going to do a revisit of the Godzilla 1955, and I'm going to do a revisit of the Mothra 1961 right there, as well as the Mothra Larva 3rd centimeter 1961. Just revisit those figures. So those are the reviews that are upcoming, in addition to the 64 that will drop in a few months or whatever. So that's pretty much all you have to look for when it comes to the channel. I'm open to feedback. I'm open to suggestions. If you have anything that you want to say or comment or anything like that, please holler at me. I'm not too hard to find. And thank you so much. That's pretty much it. Eric, thank you. We're going to close it down, man. All right?
All right, man. All right. Okay, thank you.